What up, fight fans? Hey, we're just trying to keep the good vibes going, okay? We had some technical difficulties last week. I had a really nice card at UFC Vegas 120, so I'm a little superstitious. I'm just trying to keep it going. We wanted to make sure we had the audio all set for you guys as we begin, because we do not want to miss a second of analysis for UFC 330 live from the city of brotherly love. Easy for me to say, from the Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, home of maybe the hottest story in the NBA right now, and also UFC, and the latest appearance for Islam Makhachev at this pay-per-view. Matty, two title fights on the card this week. Rest of the card's a little rough. What are your first impressions, I guess, as we kind of have a numbered card in front of us again?
Yeah, it's definitely not the best numbered card. I think everyone knows that. It could even be the main event might be a fucking snoozer, honestly. We'll see. But as long as we win money, nothing else really matters.
That's true. We will take a horrible card with a cycle over the most exciting card on earth with no money at all. That is so true. It's been an interesting few weeks. Money line favorites, excluding pick'ems. I brought this up a few times. They're 33-4 in their last 37 opportunities. So minus signs have been cashing. Very Austin sort of thing that I have 4 bets already on plus signs. But do you feel like it's more of a favorite or underdog card this week?
I think we're going to see some regression on the favorites. I think this will be the week.
Yeah, we that usually in the long run, these things tend to even themselves out. We are all prepared. Yeah. We got 12 fights in a little bit different order, had some shuffling. Unfortunately, Jose Ochoa off the card. We'll get to that later. But let's dive in. That's what y'all are here for. We want to dive in. We got prop markets going up on major books across the U.S. So we are raring and ready to go. Starting at welterweight here with Mikdabek Oralby taking on Jeremiah Wells. What an entertaining start. We get the biggest favorite of the card in Oralby. He's minus 900 because he's generally a monster. Matty, I think you'll be relieved to know that I have not played Jeremiah Wells here, and it's because Oralby is a monster and I'm scared of him. So, I know you've been an Oralby guy for a long time. I guess what's your read on this particular matchup for him? Maybe I should ask, do you like him here at minus 900?
No. Bro, it's crazy. Jeremiah Wells is the Philly guy here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. How old Jeremiah Wells? 39 now, bro. It's hard to see a path to victory for Jeremiah. I mean, Oralby took some crazy damage, though. Not recently, but a few 2-3 fights ago now.
Yep.
So that's something to look at. I mean, Jeremiah Wells does have power in his hands. He does have he's just a strong guy with decent grappling. He's only been submitted once. He's never been knocked out. So this is not really a layup for Oralby, bro. I think the general consensus is that Oralby is just going to out-wrestle him and probably win on the scorecards here.
Yeah.
Which is the second shortest outcome at plus 210. That is crazy, bro, to see that the Oralby KO is plus 180 over the decision at plus 210 against a guy who's never been knocked out. He's 39 years old, but I gotta lean points at plus 210 here, bro.
Yeah. You almost wonder if that KO, how much of it is ground and pound versus like an actual standing KO, which Oralby did get a couple of fights ago.
Right. I mean, I think decision here is a great cycle candidate.
Yeah.
Minus 900 favorite.
Yeah, we got a comment. This is an Austin Oralby and fight starts round 2 sort of fight. I don't even think it'll be that like I don't think it'd be close to even money. I'm sure this is minus money quite a bit, right? Like if we look at over 1.5 rounds, it's minus 145. So you add
round fight to reach round 2. Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Minus 230. I love that.
Yeah. And then if you add Oralby to it, it's probably still going to be like minus 175. So it's not even really like, people are expecting Wells to hang on. And I think he's very, very good. My model had the same respect.
He's a black belt too, right?
Yeah. And this is kind of like a supercharged version of his last fight, right? Where he had to take on Themba Gorimbo. Gorimbo's sort of a chain wrestler. I don't think he's nearly as physically imposing. He certainly makes more mistakes in terms of where he puts his neck. And that's how Wells was able to win that fight. He was able to reverse positions a couple of times. He had a submission attempt or two. But I think the fact that Wells is starting this fight on the back foot speaks to just how dangerous Oralby is. And Jeremiah is a guy that I'm pretty sure I remember he had a standing KO. This was way back in the day. I want to say Warley Alves was a standing KO for him back in the day. And then Court McGee early when, Court McGee's chin was starting to fall off a cliff. So like, he's a guy that carries some power, but it is really a tough fight for him as an older guy. By the way, Matt, I was talking to our producer Jake Noecker about this. Where are all the Philly guys? Joe Pfeiffer not on this card.
Yeah,
not on this card. Like I think we brought it to Philly.
Sean Brady.
Yeah, no Sean Brady. Kyle Dawkins is taking a break after that White House paycheck. So
who else is in that gym? One other guy.
Ruzaboyev was just in action a couple weeks ago. So like, there are a lot of guys that we could have had on the card, and it's Wells at plus 520. But I think the biggest thing is Wells 50% takedown defense. He had a couple of back and forth fights like that with the likes of Carlston Harris, with the likes of Themba Gribble, and Oral By's a monster. You know what my takedown projection is for him in DFS, bro?
5.
Seven flat. That's a median projection. I think he could encroach double digits if Wells is able.
It really just depends. Wells keep getting back to his feet, then it's gonna hit easily.
And I like his get up game. So you don't have to play 7. It's 2.5 on underdog. But
you know what I really could see happening, bro? I know Wells is a black belt and never been subbed, but like an Oral by 2-3 rear naked choke, just rinsing and repeating, wearing out the strong physical Wells.
Yeah.
I could see like a round 2-3 choke. Or Wells been submitted once. Yeah, it was round 3, right?
Yeah, it was
Carlston Harris.
Got
he
him.
was ragdolling Carlston Harris for 2.5 rounds, and he gets caught in the anaconda. I could see Orobai wearing him down and getting the back here late. So that would scare the fuck out of me if I had Orobai decision here. But I think a double chance here on Orobai decision submission makes a lot of sense. I don't think he's knocking out Wells, and I don't think he's going to ground and pound him either.
Yeah, I just worried about the bad position on the mat, and like so I checked Oral by round 2, just round 2, any method plus 425, Oral by round 3 plus 750. Those feel like more generous numbers than I was expecting it for plus 1,000. And like, I've been looking for a way. I have Oral by like 64% ish to win, so he's still a heavy favorite. But like, my model's like, hey, Jeremiah Wells is pretty good, right? Like, but it's just I don't even know if the stats at this point quantify how dominant Oral By's looked at 170.
I'm starting to like that Oral by sub when I look at it, bro.
Yeah.
What's what's sub better at plus 260 or decision at plus 210?
I will say that I think I like a finish, so I would probably lean sub.
I'm leaning sub too. You know what? And we know we always say about the first fight of the night too, bro.
I
see like a round 2-3 rear naked choke. Just rinsing and repeating, wearing him down. Maybe a little ground and pound, gives up the back. I could see it. A late sub.
On the record is not the long shot legend. I think I'm just going to take rounds. But like, if you go with sub, I'll root for you.
But do you really think there's a world of Oral by subs Wells in round 1 when they're fresh?
No, I think Wells
2-3 sub, bro. Let me look at the 2-3 sub.
Honestly, if you told me there was a round 1 finish in this, I would be worried Oral by just blinked a guy that's approaching 40. Like, that's
I would be worried that Wells fucking throws an overhand if there's a round 1 finish. I like Oral by round 2 subs 10-1 and round 3 is 17-1, bro.
Whoa!
Against a guy who's been submitted in round 3 against a lesser opponent in Carlston Harris, you have to autoplay those 2-3 subs, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I really can't get my arms around something that I love. I agree with you that I think I do like length in this fight. And I think it's a very approachable fight in prop markets, even though Oral by is such a big favorite. Because there's just so much on the table.
Right.
But I wouldn't play, even though I think Wells will be competitive, I wouldn't play point spread because I don't actually anticipate him to win a round. Him doing well would be surviving.
He would have to just get a knockdown to win a round in this fight.
Yeah. Model, by the way, 43.7% likely to go the distance. So, like, kind of on that teetering edge, I'd probably have over 2.5 rounds, maybe like even money or so. So, like that 2-3 area is right about what we'd be looking at. So, we spent plenty of time on this first fight, but honestly, this card is like sneaky loaded from our perspective. I was able to model 10 different fights this week. I guess I'm down to 9 because I lost Ochoa Johnson, but I have a lot of results and I like a lot of them. Oh, we were moving on at the same time, but let's do that. Let's move on to our next fight. Sticking at 170 here, we got Ramiz Brahimaj taking on Neil Magny. very polarizing fight in betting circles this week. It's one of the closest fights almost to pick 'em on the cards, so that kind of makes sense. You have the veteran experience in Magny, the guy who's fought all these killers recently, against Brahimaj, who's looked really good. He had that tight decision loss to Puna Soriano that kind of halted his momentum, but Brahimaj is taking money. It was a pick 'em on Sunday. He's up to minus 136, at least at this book I'm looking at. You said on last week's show you like Brahimaj, so do you like Brahimaj here to get his hand raised?
Holy shit, bro. This feels like such a trap.
Well, okay, and now do explain that, because why does it feel like a trap? Because I really don't think it is a trap. I think it's a close fight. So what makes it feel like a trap?
No, I mean, I think people just look at Neil Magny as lower level, like as like a gatekeeper towards the end of his career.
Sure.
And it's like, but we know that like Brahimaj needs to get a sub probably in the first 7 minutes, or Magny can take over.
Yeah.
I saw your tweet, by the way, like Magny just needs to avoid a front choke, which is probably true here. I don't know. I mean, can Brahimaj get a takedown and get the back? I don't know if he can. We've seen Gilbert make it look easy against Magny. We see fights where Magny just outclassed and gets put away, and then we see fights where he just hangs on, like the Jake Matthews fight. Was it Jake Matthews?
Yes, where he basically was nearly submitted, and the referee let him continue.
I worry about Brahimaj getting into a dominant enough position early to get the submission, but I think if he gets there, he easily gets it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, does he get to that dominant position early while they're dry and fresh? Because I don't trust him to get it late. I think if anything, Magny could be live on a sub late.
Right.
If it gets to like late round 2, round 3-ish.
I'm looking for does Hard Rock have method in combo? Oh yes, here it is. So Brahimaj round 1 sub is plus 450.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice number.
I feel like they're hanging that shit out there, begging you to take it.
Yeah, that's what I said. It feels like a trap, but I mean, how much confidence do you have in Brahimaj's takedown offense?
So Brahimaj historically 1.99 takedowns landed per 15. That's definitely not bad, and then 34% accuracy, which is not too bad. I'm trying to remember a fight though where it felt like he was offensively wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, if he just tags Magny early, it even hurts him a little. He's getting the sub.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he can do that. It's a nice reach advantage for Magny, 80 inches to 72 inches on the reach.
Yeah,
I think Brahimaj does get him out of there around 1 sub, but it gets very interesting if he does.
Right. And honestly, that plus 450 number is big enough to hedge. I got a question in chat. Does my model like Ramiz sub? I think so, given that it's got it at plus 234, which is and if I may not have it for the full fight, but typically Ramiz has been a guy who's going to slow down a little bit. So, I feel like you could get your exposure just a 1-2 sub and it could still be justifiable at that number. But like, I got this fight basically 50-50. So I kind of figured, okay, people hate betting the old guy. Magny's probably going to be plus 120 by Saturday. So the market made up my mind for me if I really want to go there. I'm a little surprised. We got a lot of Magny love in chat here. And our chat's pretty darn sharp. But
I mean, the other thing to think about, Gilbert's not really known to be the best wrestler in the world, right? He's got great jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Similar size and stature of Ramiz Brahimaj. Similar guys in a way. Big power, good jiu-jitsu. Like Gilbert, I think he double-legged Neil Magny. I don't remember how he got him down. Maybe it was a body lock in a trip or something.
Yeah.
Like he got on top and dominated. And like, I think Ramiz can look at that Gilbert Burns Neil Magny fight and say, okay, I can do the same thing that Gilbert did here. I don't think it's that crazy to say.
I agree with that. And if Magny has a hole in his game, we've seen it time and time again where he's been tapped by some of these front chokes. Like that's how Yaroslav Amosov got him in his last
If
fight.
Magny shoots into him, it's over, bro.
Yeah. Shavkat, by the way, got a guillotine choke in the second round when those guys fought. And then Damian Maia was able to work his way to the bank as well. So it's like, it's not unprecedented. I will say that Brahimaj's recent level of competition, I don't think he's seen anyone as tough as Magny. He kind of was losing to Vanderford before he found that front choke.
I like Vanderford though.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's kind of a similar-ish matchup, right? Like Magny, I think, is a better distance striker. He's certainly a longer guy, but I don't think he's as powerful as a wrestler. He's more of a cage grinder. It may be most similar of the previous Brahimaj opponents to Themba Gorimbo, who is a guy who will stick his neck in the wrong place
Yeah.
And by the way, Garimbo dominated that fight, but that was Brahimaj's first fight off that long injury list. So I find this fight very tough. This was not one of the plus signs I bet yet. Obviously, I'm going to lean toward Magny. I have Magny decision plus 204 is the most likely outcome. I don't hate the early Brahimaj sub number, but I would only play it early. I don't think there's a need to play it round 3 because he's had some cardio concerns. So I understand the love for Brahimaj because people hate betting old guys, but I'm pretty darn close to the market on this fight.
Also, how good do you think Soriano is?
I mean, so Soriano's a really good wrestler.
I think he was just such a bad matchup stylistically for Brahimaj.
Yeah, and I bet Soriano in that fight.
Yeah, I wish I did.
I think Soriano might cold Neil Magny if they fought like in the first round.
I agree.
But like that's just Magny's age and attrition. That's not really Brahimaj's game.
Yeah, I do think Brahimaj gets the round 1 sub, to be clear. I think going from Soriano to Magny's a step down at this stage of Neil Magny's career, and I think he's a lot less strong and physical than Soriano.
Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't do this with Magny because I feel like I do it every single time we talk about him. Last losses: Amasov, Protes, Morales, Machado, Gary, Burns, Shavkat. It's like plus money against Brahimaj. Seems like a pretty darn good deal on the surface.
But Magny's 7 submission losses. I mean, come on.
Yes.
It's like he's had a lot of fights, to be fair.
I was going to say the 7 doesn't hold as much weight as it would for a different guy because that's 37 UFC appearances.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he made it almost 10 minutes with Shavkat.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy he doesn't feel more turbo washed for how often he's been in the octagon.
Yeah. And then he got submitted in a grappling match against Joaquim Silva.
Yep.
He went the distance with Michael Chiesa, though. That was in 2021.
Yeah.
Look, it's a tough call, boys.
Whatever
your heart desires on this one.
I might do a little bit of math. Like if I bet both Brahimaj early sub and Magny 3 decision, like would I be able to just grind a little profit out of there? Because I really don't see any other outcome.
Yeah. Do you think his gas tank is good enough to get a round 2? Like, do you think it's round 1 or bust on the sub against Magny, or do you think he's good enough to get like round 2?
Was it Vanderford round 2? It was. So. It was. Yeah, I would definitely play round 2, but I always play it safe.
Yeah.
By the way, this is a terrible comment. Sorry, Peyton, but Magny and Elkins aren't in the same universe as Washed. Like Magny just beat up Elijah Zaleski dos Santos last year.
Yeah, you can't count Neil Magny out.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't in this matchup when I feel like Brahimaj is a good improving fighter with Bilal and his guys out there in Chicago, but it's definitely setting a level. We have another fight like this, Matty, where I'll bring it up later. But for the time being, we'll keep it moving here. Maybe a little bit less in this next fight here. One combined UFC appearance between Lucas Fernando and Rafael Tobias at light heavyweight. Tobias was this big favorite over DR Nurgaje. Certainly that loss didn't age super poorly, how Nurgaje looked last week. Yeah, it did. And Tobias actually had his moments late in that fight with like a Suloyev stretch like at the end. But now a debutant, Lucas Fernando, we saw him on the Contender Series a few years ago, Matty. He's minus 310, which means people have decided either Tobias is really bad or they like something about this Brazilian prospect. So have you gotten a chance to tape him, and what do you think about this matchup?
I haven't. I've watched a lot more on the other side here, but
yeah.
This guy's got 7 knockouts to 0 knockout losses, 2 submission wins to 0 submission losses.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of like a little bit of length here.
Sure.
Let me see what that number's at, because like fight to even start round 2 is minus 275. I thought it'd be a little shorter than that. Are we getting over 1.5 number here? Over 1.5 is minus 160.
That
over
seems
2.5,
crazy.
Over 2.5 is plus 125. I think Tobias can survive a little bit here.
He certainly was able to slog the pace against Nurgaje in a fight that was not going well for him whatsoever.
Yeah. What do you think about 2-3 angle
for Fernando?
Yeah.
I got to be honest, when you just read me those numbers, bro, I think I'd rather play Fernando by like early knockout. I hate to do this, but Tobias gave me major fraud vibes in that Nurgache fight because we saw, Nurgache looked great against Bruno Lopez last week, but we talked about Lopez and the chin issues, and they reared their head over and over again. I was very disappointed in his grappling, especially in that fight when Nurgache had looked so bad against those other two guys, including Ribeiro. And then Tobias, really, at distance, he couldn't do anything. He's more of a brawler. He marches forward. He throws overhands. Fernando's very technical, dude. I invite anyone. You can go back to Paramount Plus, watch the Contender series. By the way, it's so nice Paramount has all of the Contender series now. I can just go back on demand, pick out the fight I want to watch. All 3 rounds against a prime Cesar Almeida, a much more prime Cesar Almeida, was not going his way, was able to fight through some tough calf kicks, I don't think he was ever fight-ending rocked in that fight, even though it wasn't going well. And I was impressed by his wrestling. I think he's a better guy than Tobias in both areas here. And I think absolutely, if Tobias gets reckless or he starts to come out for an early finish, I think Fernando's a sniper. And I imagine round 1 KO will probably be a pretty nice number based on the total you read me there. Yeah. I was not expecting that, dude. I expected under 1.5 to be a favorite here.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's tough, bro. I need to take this one a little bit more, so I don't have much for you, but
yeah,
I can see both sides.
Nurgache is so patient, and that's why I took a sprinkle at decision last week, even though Lopez's chin is complete dust. We got Tobias's wins. He's got like 5 wins against like 0-1 40-year-olds. That plus the Contender series was against a converted heavyweight in Yair Oliveira. Like that's what I mean by like fraud vibes. And that like there's just nothing to glom onto. And the Nurgache fight went worse than expectation. And he's very young. He's only 23. So I think Fernando could actually be like a decent light heavyweight, like fringe of the rankings type of guy. And it speaks volumes to me that he, the one without the UFC start, is favored here.
Yeah.
Maybe I could talk you into Fernando KO in the cycle. I don't know.
Maybe.
He's one of my favorites this week, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Let's move forward to a fight that I literally cannot wait to get your opinion about this one.
I feel like this is the most controversial fight of the week.
It is, and we've got a meme afoot here between Vicente Luque and Tresean Gore. These guys have been full of plenty of them. This will be Luque's second start at 185, and like you got to feel good for Tresean Gore, a guy that's been a punching bag in some of these fights. Gets the comeback win against Azamat Bakoyev at the Apex earlier this year. We've already got the chats coming in because some people love Gore, some people love Luque. Matty, what are your thoughts on this matchup? And then I'll share with the people what I texted you.
I got one thought and one thought only.
What?
Okay. It's either fighter to win by sub at plus 220. Sign me the fuck up for that. Sign me up right now. I'm about to hammer it while we're on stream.
Oh, gosh.
Plus 220, bro. Either way, I don't care how it happens. Club and subs live on both sides. Both guys are live just with grappling in general. I mean, Tresean Gore is 4-0 to the sub. And we see Luque tap to Kevin Holland. I mean, he will tap. If Tresean Gore gets a crazy guillotine, Luque will tap. Yeah, Luque can get the club and sub on Gore. Like, I just see either guy getting hurt and shooting in, bro. I see it either way. It could happen. So, who do you think has the more likely outcome of the sub?
Oh my God. Well, so can I defer to my model with that?
I'll just tell you, it's almost 5-1 on both sides. It's pretty even.
Oh, okay. So I've got Gore sub plus 358, and I've got Luque sub plus 648.
So Gore is crazy value because Gore is plus 475. Gore's sub is actually shorter than Luque's, bro.
Yeah. Do you know what I've got fight end sub at? Plus 184.
Bro, plus 220. Yeah, is that a cycle leg? Tell me right now, is that a cycle leg?
I'm good with it. It's just, it sounds like I'm also going to like Luque KO with that number because I have Luque KO plus 312. What is it?
Plus 550.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. Maybe I just hammer the under in the safe parlay. Like if fight doesn't go the distance in the safe parlay. Because like, what do I do with that?
I love the under, bro. Under 2.5. Hold on.
Chat, it feels like my model is absolutely surgical on this. Having
under 2.5 is plus 105. How do we not just hammer that?
Oh shit. I that's crazy that it's plus money in this matchup to me.
Under 1.5 is plus 140. I mean, give me the extra 5 minutes at plus 105 all day.
I think I'm just going to take fight doesn't go distance,
Or the
though.
extra 10.
Especially if I do it in the safe parlay, because like I also have questions about Gore's cardio, and then Luke I know can go 15 hard. It's like the problem with Luke the optics of the Kelvin Gastelum fight were so terrifying. As a guy who bet Luke and bet Luke by sub, he was sitting up
I'm
against.
retarded. Sorry, bro.
No, what you
Under
say?
2.5 is minus 135. I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay, that's what I expected because
Yeah. I looked at the over by accident. Under 2.5 is minus 135.
Okay, but I've got fight doesn't go distance minus 196, which feels like a very fair number.
Yeah.
And I don't think, do people remember the legendary beating that Marco Tulio put on Gore? And Tulio has turned out to be a complete and total bum in this division. Luque is a guy, put all those numbers out in combination. You think maybe a little bit of light guy skill, but like I just was so scared in that Gastelum fight. He was up against the fence like a wounded animal, and then out of nowhere he snipes Gastelum and then jumps on the Darce choke, in a few minutes, which I think he's very capable of getting on Gore if he hurts him as well. But I don't think Luque will have success offensively wrestling against Gore. Gore has a very good.
He even wants to. I think he's going to want to stand him back.
Agreed, because I think he's going to piece Gore up at distance so long as he doesn't get hurt.
It's crazy. Gore's taller, bro. I thought Gore would be like an inch shorter. I don't think he's 6 foot. Dude.
Our guy Stelio Contos, I think is more of a durability thing. Luque will get hurt. It's a very fair thought.
Yeah.
I think Tulio is a bum. He's very chinny at the very least.
I don't think he's a bum.
I think he's chinny. Is that fair? I mean, Kopilov is a crazy guy to have to go against, but
yeah,
I feel like Gore is durable. I agree with that. Like, he took a lot, but I just think that Luque is going to land. And eventually that damage does start to accumulate to a point where our chat is going crazy on this. And Matty, I think maybe I just do let's fight end sub, and then like I don't have to worry about.
I love fight end sub, bro. Plus 220. Oh my god,
it feels electric for like it feels like one of those early pay-per-view prelims that ends with like a club and sub or a meme or something.
100%.
Yeah.
Would you rather have this fight to end by sub at plus 220 or Mackenzie Dern to get a sub at the same number?
100% this fight to end sub. Like, not even close.
I'm going this fight to end by sub. It's probably going in the cycle.
I love it.
By the way, I'm probably doing 2 cycles this week for a numbered card. There's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
I think I have to.
Yeah. I think what works to your benefit before we move on is like, I think both guys, if they hurt the other guy, their first instinct is going to be to jump on that front choke.
I agree. And people are saying Gore could starch Luque. When have we seen Luque go out cold like that?
Yeah, because I mean, he was dropped by Jeff Neal.
He got destroyed by Jeff Neal. He took literally life-changing damage and didn't go out until the very end of round 3.
He pulled guard against Joaquin Buckley, but Neal was the last one to drop him all the way back in 2020.
Is it crazy though that if Luque goes the distance with Alvarez and then Gore subs him,
Yeah.
It kind of really makes you like Luque more and more, dude.
I have
a conspiracy. Alvarez due to Trayshawn Gore, bro.
Right. I have a conspiracy though that Alvarez bet himself by decision. Because like I was watching that fight, I'm like, what is going on? First of all, how did the ref not wave that off? Because it was like
then again, Luque did get subbed by Kevin Holland. I mean, it's just MMA, bro. MMA math doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Last point, I said we were going to move on, but if Trayshawn Gore did not beat Bakoyev, if he had lost on the scorecards in that fight, what would this betting line be? Luque would be like minus 175.
Oh, maybe minus 200. Yeah.
Maybe minus 200. So I feel like from a money line perspective that he's good value, and I did bet him at plus 120.
I agree. He just feels like a trap.
And then like if I want, like my model says the right hedge out is Gore by sub. So
yeah.
Like I really need to start doing more of that, but then I talk myself into the angle that I love most, and then I don't do it and I regret it. So that's the endless cycle of Austin. But we'll move forward here. Let's talk about this next one up. One of the only other fights on the card that I couldn't model. Dante Johnson taking on Eric McConaughey at middleweight. The God in your voice, maybe apropos because of what we saw from Johnson in his last fight. He went the full distance with Cody Brundage. Usually that's not a good fight when that happens because McConaughey did the same thing. So I guess this is the sort of the same area of 185. Both these guys coming off on impressive wins, but we got a comment from Gio Hernandez. Bums, maybe. But like, what do you think of this matchup, man?
I mean, I think all the finishing upsides, obviously, with Dante Johnson here.
Yeah.
But Conoco decision probably is a great price. Let me think.
You got one?
Conoco decision plus 475.
Oh my gosh. Well, how do they think he's going to finish Johnson if
he's not. Both the sub and KO are much longer than the decision. The most likely outcome is Dante by KO at plus 130.
I was going to say, I really don't care what the price is, bro. I'm going to play Dante round 1-2 KO here.
He didn't get Dumas out of there in round 1. He couldn't finish Brodnich at all.
I think Mechanico is chinnier than both of those guys.
Yeah, the problem is all of Dante Johnson's round 1 finishes are 0-2 guys, 3-11 guys, 1-2 guys regionally, not even in the UFC. Like every round 1 KO is almost every single one is a guy with a losing record, except one.
Yeah.
Except 2. Every other round 1 finish is a guy with a losing record.
And you're not even pointing out, to your point, a lot of that was like heavyweight, light heavyweight stuff, and now he's moved to middleweight.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah, you and I are a little split there. I said John. I have a sticky note that says Johnson round 1-2 KO no matter what.
I mean, Conoco went to round 3 with Susurkayev.
Yep.
He did get caught early in round 2 against Ruzaboe.
Those
guys are just. I mean, Susurkayev I think is clearly a higher level. I think Ruzaboe is just a guy with just way more size and reach. Dante Johnson, 5'8".
Yeah, big long reach though, considering his height at 74 inches.
He's got long arms for his height. Yeah.
So that does help, but I do hear you out.
I can see a Dante round 2 KO, but no.
I'm just saying, beware the improvements this guy's made with my guy Eric Nixick out there, Extreme Couture. I tweeted out a video sparring with Sean Strickland, and I feel like he landed an overhand right on Sean, and I tweeted that Mechanico would wake up in Pittsburgh if he got hit by that right.
You might have sold me on that.
Now let me also point this out. Mechanico has been dropped 4 times in 4 UFC fights and hasn't gone out in the first round yet. I feel like it's just regression. I feel like he's due.
Yeah, and Susurkayev kind of dicks around fucking showboats. You know,
Susurkayev's gonna print 2-3 if they keep feeding him cans because he just messes around.
Yeah, I can see round 2 KO for Dante. Round 1-2, I guess.
I think it's a nice. I had it in my notes. I was like, let's see if I can talk Matty into this because the KO.
I'll just be so mad at myself if this is the KO when my gut says not to do it.
But Johnson's just coming off that fight with Brodnich, who you and I like better than the public that went the full distance.
Yeah, Dante Johnson round 2 KO TKO is plus 600. I can get behind that.
Okay, that's a big gap between round 1 and round 2.
Yeah.
Look at the brain working. we try to put our brains out here. But I just feel like Johnson was so disappointing. He's positioned as a big favorite again. People kind of like Mechanico. I feel like going life and death in a 15-minute striking match with Rodolfo Vieira is almost as bad as losing. I don't even care that he won the fight. It's like Rodolfo is terrible on the feet. So like, what do I do with that? But Ruzaboy is also better than I give him credit for, so I kind of want to give Mechanico a pass for that. So it goes both ways, but I really like Dante there, and we don't fade Nixick too often on this program. But I'll move forward.
Get the super chats in. We're not forgetting about your super chats. Remember, we read them at the end of the show. I know 3 or 4 people have submitted them, but make sure to submit them, and we'll read them at the end of the show. And I'll put $50 on one for your guys' parlays.
We want some heat in the super chats, man. We want good ones. Not like that one we played a couple weeks ago that was like Jan KO, D-Ron KO. But I agree with our guy Rain G here, by the way. Like, hit the like button, lazy bums. That's right. You tell him, Rain G. We appreciate this. But let's take a look at this next fight, Matty. So this is now a prelim. It was announced that I was really looking forward to Jose Ochoa against Charles Johnson. That had banger written all over it. Ochoa pulls out. Now all of a sudden we have Charles Johnson taking on Eduardo Henrique. You may know him as Eduardo Chapolin. He was on the Contender Series last year against Antoine Ho, but he was too boring. They kicked him out. But what happens when these guys are too boring? They call him right back when they need someone. So, Matty, what do you think of Johnson now getting sort of this prospect on short notice, and at least offshore odds indicate the fight's like closest to a pick'em, which is a little surprising to me.
Is it really?
Yeah, Johnson was minus 125, like first I saw.
I think Johnson's gonna knock him out, bro.
Dang.
I don't know. I mean, he is the prospect killer, and this guy's on short notice.
I appreciate the shout that he was also on Ultimate Fighter 33 because I do not watch the Ultimate Fighter. I would have had no idea about that until you told me just now.
Yeah, I don't have shit for you guys here, but I think Charles Johnson's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
But,
we saw Chapolin very efficient, landed 5 takedowns on 6 attempts on the Contender Series. Antoine Ho is a guy they really thought was going to be a big-time prospect. He was also the guy that Lonnie Kavanaugh knocked out. So, I feel like there's periphery there of skill to believe that Chapolin's a guy that can win in UFC. It just matters which Charles Johnson shows up, dude, because I was expecting him to fare much better than getting his legs split open by Asu Almabayev, but that's the very up and down.
Bro, I thought the submission was dead on that fight, and we got it late. That was one of my favorite submission caches of all time, bro. Asu Laveau stretch in round 3. Yeah, I thought it was over. Oh my god, that was sick.
We got to comment Johnson and Johnson, a family parlay. I also agree with this that this says skip written all over it for now. Whatever I do with Johnson doesn't work. I get it, and I don't have a particularly strong lead even after looking at Chapolin again this afternoon because I'm like, well, yeah, I could see him getting takedowns. I could see him grinding on Johnson. I don't feel amazing about Johnson's power, but at the same time, if he fraud checked a prospect that really hasn't had a lot of success, or I mean, he hasn't fought high level UFC competition. It's that's kind of what Charles Johnson does. So I don't have a strong read here.
I got a sleeper here. I don't know what it would pay, but Charles Johnson by submission.
Why so?
This guy just got subbed by Joseph Morales.
Right.
Johnson does have 4 submission. Again, I need to see what the number would be. Johnson hasn't had a fucking sub in how many fights? Jesus.
Yeah.
His last sub was an Anaconda back in 2021 in LFA. It's probably 12-1.
I'm very worried about maybe Charles is declining a little bit because he got knocked out by Perez to begin the year. I thought he lost the Bruno Silva fight. I don't know how you scored that fight, but I definitely wasn't a good performance. And then the Almabayev sub, forever he was the guy that never got finished, and now it's kind of been a slow decline as he's up at 35 in a division that's not kind with aging. So
yeah, I don't have shit here, bro.
Yeah, I'm in the same position, even though I tried today, and I still just haven't made up my mind with this particular matchup. I loved Ochoa KO in the initial matchup.
I was gonna play Ochoa KO, but it was very short though.
I didn't care. I mean, Ochoa is so due with that beat.
I love Ochoa's stand up, bro. He good.
Yeah.
You love backing a guy that actually chases it,
Did we get confirmation? Was that injury or did he just pull out because obviously Shooter Box is going through a lot? Okay, it was an injury. Yeah.
I'm 99% sure.
Oh, okay. So apparently Charles Johnson's up at minus 125. Guys, I got to be honest with you. We see this a lot where we get these last minute replacements when the line is really short like that. Usually that is a very good sign for the replacement, historically. The one I always remember back to is when Uros Medic fought Oralby on short notice. I'm like, Oralby was a favorite when they released the line. I'm like, I don't know anything about this guy. And we figured out about that guy. So awesome. I gotta tape Chapolin and see what's going on there because I'm just not sure. But let's move on, Matty. This ends up being our featured prelim. Joel Alvarez taking on Chidi Bang Bang and Joe Kwani. This is a crazy banger at welterweight. Just kind of one of those sleepers that we're looking forward to, even though the name value isn't super high. But and Joe Kwani, the veteran striker. Alvarez coming off his first career loss, or I should say first loss as a welterweight against Yaroslav Amosov. So what do you think of this matchup with Alvarez is minus 280 right now?
I mean, if you can play Alvarez finish only here, I don't see how that loses.
Oh yeah, you don't think Chidi could KO it?
No.
I don't think it'd be crazy, but it's unlikely.
Minus 400 for Alvarez finish only. Alvarez by KOs plus 300, submissions plus 195. I mean, Jake Matthews got it so quickly in round one. I just don't think Alvarez is going to grapple the same way that Jake does, though. You know, like Alvarez is going to stand and bang with him, and then you're just, if you're on the sub, you're praying for a clubbing sub. I got to be honest, the KO here at 3-1, I think makes the most sense.
Oh man, I don't like this at all. But with those numbers you read me, I think I'm gonna like Alvarez decision at plus 415. I've got it plus 415.
Yeah.
When is it like? What is it like 5-1?
Plus 400.
Oh, so I'm not even quite there yet either. And now I'm a little behind market on Alvarez, but I think the interesting thing about this matchup in terms of like expecting an early bulldoze, Alvarez used to fight at 155. Chidi used to fight at 185.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, these guys were fighting 30 pounds apart.
Yeah, but Alvarez is never a 155er, bro.
Right. But like, is he gonna walk in and just one shot KO Chidi? Like Carlos Leal didn't do that.
Yeah.
I think so. Did you say you lean KO over sub?
It's just plus 300 versus plus 195. I'm probably not going to touch it. You know, the club, Chidi just gives up his neck. You know, it's a problem. I mean, if Alvarez gets on this dude's back, like it's completely over.
I agree. But at the same time, Alvarez hasn't been a guy that's wrestled very often. It's like a tendency,
and that's why I think the KO at 3-1 just makes more sense. Chidi is 37 now. Been through some wars. Yeah, I don't know much for you here. I think if I had to play something, or if I had to decide where the most value is, I do like the KO at 3-1 though.
Yeah, I don't really like. I kind of have an interesting lean. I've got the fight minus 174 to not go the distance. It's a little bit more expensive than that. So a little bit of value on the over to me, but not much. I don't have a lot doing here. I expect Alvarez to win. Yeah, like I expect Alvarez point spread is minus 190. So there's just not a lot doing here. When I think what Alvarez is going to come up, like he was such a size bully at 155 that Amosov kind of little brothered him, and it was kind of a reality check for him. But he is so skilled, and more importantly, he's going to be so fast compared to even Chidi that like I could see him catching Chidi on the chin, aging out a little bit. I've got Alvarez KO plus 361, so I'm not far off the market either.
Yeah.
Did you say you had plus 300?
Alvarez has been in Islam's camp for this fight.
We said Alvarez 2-3 years Dagestan and forgot. That's very dangerous. Nice McGregor pull. What'd you pull of McGregor?
We pulled a Conor McGregor card today on our new Whatnot account. This is the account right here at Home of Fight Breaks. It was electric. Someone bought the spot on our break for like $80, and I pulled like a $3,000 to $5,000 signed McGregor auto a 5 card. It was insane, bro. We're actually going to be breaking cards right after this stream today, guys. If you want to drop a follow on the Whatnot accounts at Home of Fight Breaks, we'll be doing that right after the stream.
So tell me a little bit. How does that work? And I'm not doing an advertisement here. Like if you buy a spot, then you get the card that would theoretically.
If you buy a spot, it's random. So you bid for a spot. The spot started like $1. You bid for a spot. The average spot settles for like $50 to $80. Once you get a spot, it's then you get 3 fighter names. So you can get like McGregor and then 2 lower level fighter names, or Taporia and 2 other. So basically you bid on a spot, it's randomized, and then you just hope that we rip the card. We rip like a ton of cases.
Wow, that's incredibly cool. 20 cents a spin. I'm glad you explained that, because maybe some others in the audience may not have known. So check that out there. They're on Whatnot at Home of Fight Breaks after the show today. So I better hurry up, man. I final answer.
KJ pulled 2 Dustin Poirier cards that were UFC Freedom 250 signed card. I think one was a signed autograph card, but we had some huge winners today.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yes, J Money. Alvarez is 6'3". They are the same height, despite the fact that
that's not hard to believe. He's a long, tall guy, bro.
Yeah, he is 6'3". I've known it for years because I couldn't believe it when he was a lightweight.
We've never really seen Alvarez be chinny either.
No, No, I don't really think the Cheaty KO angle is very real. If you like him, Cheaty points makes all the sense in the world at plus 550, but it's like
his KO TKO losses, one was a head kick in 2015, and then the other one was just ground and pound from Saruki. And so we haven't seen him get chinned in 11 years, really.
Yeah.
So I think that really destroys Chitty's win path here. I don't see him outpointing him. I don't see him out grappling him, and I don't see him knocking him out.
Yeah.
I think Alvarez is a great favorite at minus 280.
I agree. I mean, so I put him in my CLV parlay. I got him like minus 240, I want to say, on Sunday. And I see him up at like minus 300 or so. So I'm glad I have that action, but I kind of lean over here, Matty. So if you like a KO, maybe later, 2-3.
1.5 or 2.5?
2.5. Like I'll play Fight Goes the Distance at plus 180.
It's going to be a fun sweat for you.
Yeah, I just, and Joe Kwani's been in some of these where I think he's very responsible in making sure he doesn't get hit by the big shot. Remember, he got a little wild against Oleg Shaychuk and paid dearly for it, and he's kind of reined it in a little bit since then. Yeah. Speaking of, by the way, we have another 6'3" lightweight on this card, but that's more to come, and it'll come on the main card after we do pay some bills here. I want to start with our guys, the home fight picks guys. They are crushing it, guys, and really, you know where you get the most value from them right now, Matty? Dana White's Contender Series. Both of them put up like 2.5 units a piece. You tail them both up over 5 units to start your Dana White's Contender Series week, and you're already on your way. They put in the work. They do the film study. They picked out Joe Cropshot as an underdog at +2. I think +230 is what they gave out. They are pros, and you want to join in for their stuff. Yeah, I wasn't on Cropshot either. And I'm signed up for premium, so I should do better than that. But I tried to go head to head with the premium guys, and I lost, and that's because they're pros, and I'm not. So you should sign up. Use code HOF. You visit Home of Fight Picks on Instagram or visit winnable.com/HOF Picks. You can see their Contender Series stuff each and every week. I can't recommend it enough. Also, we got our odds here on the show provided by Parlay Market. If you deposit $20, you can get $50 in trade credits for a total of $70 in trade credits. If you use code FIGHT, the official odds provider of the UFC, you see their percentages live on the UFC broadcast. I often find that this is the best place to get UFC money lines, even after the fees or anything associated with that. I saw Ian Machado Gary still floating in that +300 range on Parlay Market, so usually their numbers are outstanding if you want to bet money lines.
I wonder what Alvarez is on Parlay right now.
Yeah, that's I could pull it up and take a look. That's another thing, like these bigger favorites on Parlay Market, it's certainly less predatory. Like there's less of a rake that you end up having to pay on. I'm looking for Mr. Alvarez here. He's all the way at the bottom. He's -300 flat, so that's a little bit of a discount, at least to what I see at FanDuel and some other marquee books as well. So -300 for Mr. Joel Alvarez. I'm still looking for a safe parlay. I don't know if I want to.
I like Alvarez in the safe parlay a lot, bro.
Yeah, I just already have him in my big parlay, so it's like, do I want to? Anyway. Moving back on, I want to tell you one last time. We're talking about home fight. We're talking about breaks on whatnot. Here's another way that you can break UFC cards. Repacks by collectibles.com can pull cards up to $1,700 in value. I think it's more than that, Matty. Isn't there like a $4,000 chase card as part of the?
I think 4,000 or 5 is the biggest one.
Yeah, like there are some outstanding collectible UFC cards there. You can visit homofightcards.com if you want to visit that and pull these. I usually cannot keep my co-host from ripping on the air because his skin starts to itch and he really just wants to get after it. So, Matty, do you want to pull a card now, maybe at the end of the show, anything like that?
I'm on a new computer, so bear with me.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can log in real quick.
Let's do it after the. Let's do it after,
bro. Now we got to do it. I'm in.
Okay.
One card, real quick. One card.
Okay, just to take the edge off.
Yeah. Let me make this real quick.
And who knows? Like, we're not going to do a giveaway right now. I don't want to be. We're not going to be a consistent schedule where you guys can get in with the names. But maybe at the end of the show, if you behave, we'll break a card or two at the end of the show. Just saying.
Oh my God. Oh shit! I don't know if it's gonna work. It's a new computer. Hold on. I think it worked. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, it's a weird layout, isn't it?
Oh, you got that ultra wide monitor going
Bro,
on.
Monitor is 57 inches. It's like this.
Can you zoom in a little bit for us, brother?
I don't know how. Hold on. You know how to zoom in on a Mac keyboard? Command plus. There
On
we
a
go.
Mac,
Command
yeah.
plus. I got it.
There you go. Nice work, buddy.
All right. Struggling.
And by the way,
this is the $4,750 card.
yeah, the
Dana
Dana
and
White.
Max Holloway. We got a Michael Morales. What is this shit, bro? Why is there? Oh, okay, it's because we're a multi-sport elite. I was like, who's this fighter? It's a World Cup player. World Cup player. All right, hold on, bro. This is like all different now. 3 packs.
Mac OS is no joke, man.
There we go. All right, we're getting there, boys. Let's rip a $60 pack real quick, guys. Comment your username in the chat.
Are you gonna rip one? Are we ripping one for you or for someone else?
No, I'm gonna let you pick somebody here while it's loaded.
I'll go with Brujo 98.
I might let Logan rip one.
Did I say that right, Brujo? Or is it Brujo?
You got it? You got somebody?
Yep, I do. They're on the screen right now. Hey, if you didn't receive your card from last week's show, that's on me. I will make sure I get that transferred over to you. That's totally my bad.
Here we go,
All right, here we go. We're on Matty's HD movie theater level screen. So if you're wondering why it's super wide compared to it's homofightcards.com, Michael, if you want to visit homofightcards.com. All right, what do we got here? Oh my God, it's meant to be Islam Makhachev, PSA 9 on
Where's
Islam Fight
at?
Week.
All right,
Sometimes StreamYard is weird.
Can you see it or no?
Yeah,
all right, Logan's gonna rip one so I can use the restroom. Rip somebody a card. Pick another person.
We're gonna rip somebody else a card here. How about my guy Leopard Print 017?
$60?
Yeah, we'll do 60. Nice work, Brujo. Very appreciative. That's like a $40 card, but hey, if it's Islam, man, it could be worth something someday. You get that thing signed up. So now we'll see. Logan's much luckier than Matty, so now we might actually be able to.
Sometimes. All right. Oh, wait.
Guys, I'm just going at random, and we usually play every week, so feel free. Patience. Join the show every week. Put your name in chat. Eventually, I will get to them all by percentages. That's the way probability works. All right, but we'll see what our guy Leopard Print with the LeBron avatar goes through here. Dawoon Jung is what's that say? $35 PSA 10.
Yep.
For man, it's been a hot minute since I heard a Dawoon Jung a Saseda reference around here. What was his last fight? He was cut from UFC after a loss to Umar C in 2024. Boy, Leopard Print. I wish I could. At least it is a PSA 10, and who knows, maybe Dawoon will string bank a few things as well. But let me see. Let's go. Let's rip. He's got plenty. Let's rip another one, Logan. He's got plenty of credits in there. Let's go with my guy Riddich 00 here. Jordan Lane toy is. Are those zeros? They look like zeros. If I just want to make sure I get the right username. Riddich 00.
We're good.
But yeah, go ahead and rip another 60 there. Okay, cool.
I hadn't even seen that card, honestly. That was
what the Dawoon Jung card?
Yeah. A lot of times we have seen a card before. That one was just a surprise.
That's one of the ones I would have wanted to add to my obscure collection. I like the crappy ones.
Yeah,
like,
it's almost
who's this guy?
Keeping it because no one else has it.
Yeah, but let's see. Let's pull something good for our guy Jordan here. By the way, as this is loaded, shout out Russell Westbrook, retired from the NBA this year. Can we get some thumbs up for What'd you say, Matty?
Brody.
Brody, that's right. The prop god, some might say. Insane
Got
card
it.
incoming. I hope so for our guy Jordan. Oh, hey, not bad. Menon Fiore. Is that 60? Is that what it says? Retail?
40.
Hey, that maybe it's worth more when she's holding the belt, bro, because I don't think
Yeah.
she's deniable much longer at 125.
Hopes up, bro.
I don't know, man. Menon Fiore is a tough
No,
out.
I
for
mean,
anybody.
I'm saying don't get your hopes up. Even if she wins the belt, it might not go up too much.
Oh, that part, very, very true. But we appreciate you guys for playing. We love giving out those cards. If you want to join yourself, it's only $60 to rip those packs. We rip in homofightcards.com. They're all graded, so you're not going to get a total stinker. But we'll move on here. Let's go to the main card opener at lightweight. Edson Barboza taking on Esteban Ribovics. Matty, I started my write-up on Prize Picks with this fight. Is this a sneaky retirement spot? Like, it's a live crowd in Philadelphia. Edson Barboza hasn't had the best run lately. He's now almost minus 600. Or Esteban Ribovics on the other side is almost a minus 600 favorite to beat him. So I don't know if we're going to have a lot of Barboza dog shot call-outs in chat. Do you like Esteban to get the win here at a big number? And what do you think for the style of this fight?
Yeah, bro. So I'll tell you guys a story. I was in Vegas in my hotel room watching Edson Barboza fight Leroy Murphy. And of course, I was on the Leroy Murphy knockout.
Yep.
And I watched this dude get the break speed off him for 5 rounds. And it went to was it 5 rounds?
It was 5 whole rounds.
Yeah. And that was the most frustrating KO loss I've ever had. And then he gets starched by Jalen Turner. So I'm just like, fuck, dude.
Right.
But like, tell me right now there's not value on Ribovics by decision, though, at plus 310, I think. Plus 325 right now.
What's
so Ribovics just
KO?
Outland him on the scorecards. The KO is going to be short. Minus 160. Get the fuck out of here. That's the worst price I've ever seen in this matchup.
Esteban's not even really a hitter.
Bro, that's literally the worst valued prop on this entire card. No one can change my mind on that.
Yeah.
If it hits, it hits. But Ribovics went the distance with Elvin Brenner, went the distance with Nasrat. His one knockout in the UFC was Terrence McKinney. Congratulations. Yep. Daniel Zellhuber split decision. I mean, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 straight fights he hasn't gotten a knockout.
Yep.
And it's minus 160 just because Barboza's 40. That's the dumbest price I've ever seen. I wouldn't take it at plus 160, let alone minus 160. I think it's absolutely asinine for that KO to be minus 160. Like I said, it could happen if you just think Barboza's that not even washed, just been through that much damage.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I get it, but like that price is horrible, bro. It is absolutely horrible.
I agree with you, dude. That is a really tough sell. When Ribovics only has 2 UFC knockdowns, he's got a 0.64% knockdown rate, which isn't very high. I'm sorry, 0.48%. It's even lower than I thought.
Jalen Turner, was that just a big right hand, or what was that?
I thought he caught it with a left. Because Turner's a southpaw.
Yeah, it just says punches on Tapology. I forget.
Big
left hand. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I thought it was just like a straight left down the pipe.
I guess you could go if you are gonna play the KO, then why not 2-3 at plus 250 versus minus 160? I do agree that has way more value. A 2-3 shot, just attrition. There's another good comment. Jalen Turner packs a way bigger punch, and he's way bigger. I mean, Jalen Turner looks like a 170er. You know, this KO prop is insanely poor value. It's like horrible value in my opinion.
I think I'm brimming ear to ear because my 5-minute sweat. I mean, this is perfect, dude. Ribovics and fight starts round 2. I got like minus 120, and I think I can get it. If you wanted, you could even get a better number than that on DraftKings. They don't have SGBs going yet, so I can't verify.
I think a 30-27 could be easy money for Ribovics here.
Yeah, the Ribovics and fight starts 2 parlay. You get 2, 3 and decision, and it's like I don't feel I have Ribovics KO plus 223, so I think it's terrible value. I have
Totable,
Ribovic's
bro.
decision is plus 205. So I'll absolutely be on Ribovic's points and kind of ladder this.
I'm
fight
thinking
up.
about it for a cycle leg. It is scary.
Yeah.
Barboza has a lot of maybe like a doctor stoppage could happen or something, but I don't look at Ribovic as like a knockout guy whatsoever.
No. Hey, Jalen Turner's a monster. And by the way, Barboza, for like all the flack he gets for that Dakar close fight, he won round 3 in that fight.
Yeah.
So like I know Edson's 40 and he just like look at his face right there. He looks worse for wear, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know if the results quite match like this Elkins sort of price that we've got.
Yeah. Ribovic does have 5 submissions. I don't think any of them have been in the UFC.
Guys, we didn't skip the Jalen Turner fight. It's on the main card now, so it's coming. I promise.
Sure.
Ribovic's 3 decision. Let me check that
Ribovic's decision, final answer for me.
3 decisions plus 200. That's a big chunk of change to take out of there.
Bro, fight to go the distance is plus 210. I don't get it.
Yeah, I've got plus 103.
Yeah.
I don't think Barboza has a lot of finishing equity. Certainly not at lightweight anymore.
Ribovic's never been put away by strikes,
Right.
And at the end of the day, if Barboza could always find like a crazy knee or something, that's always live. But like, I think that'd be a pretty wild outcome here at this stage of his career.
We get some people that really think that he's going to sleep early here. So I was wondering where that number came from, but
another super chat, guys. Keep firing them super chats. We're almost to the end of the show.
I get it. I get it. It's kind of gross. And usually when I do these 5-minute sweats, they haven't been doing particularly well lately. But I think I gotta play a little bit longer fight than what odds makers are saying right now.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's maybe is Ribovic's decision like a cycle consideration?
Yeah, I think it is. I think fight to go the distance is also a consideration.
Yeah, man, that'd be crazy if you got the upset and went fight goes distance there instead. Yeah. Whoa, what's going on?
Did we lose Jalen Turner? We missed Jalen, didn't we?
Oh, bro, we got the. I had to change the slides. It's right here.
There we go.
Okay, Turner. Right now, we've got Turner third to last, so we're not going to talk about him quite yet. We're going to talk about middleweight. At Mansour Abdul Malik taking on Dustin Stoltzfus here. Matty, this is certainly one of the most random main card fights of the year when you have Abdul Malik coming off a loss and Dustin Stoltzfus is 3-7 in UFC. So, I guess. Here you go. Abdul Malik's like minus 600, depending on your source here. It's because he's younger and generally scary, but I don't know. We've seen Stoltzfus pull upsets before. What do you think of this matchup between these guys?
I'll tell you what, bro. I know people are going to think I'm crazy on this one, but this is another fight that can end by submission at plus 450. I think Mansour could get a guillotine or a choke as well.
Sure.
If he hurts Stoltzfus or Stoltzfus shoots into him, he's very strong. He's got a tight squeeze. Obviously, the most likely outcome is Mansour to win by knockout here. That's even money right now on Hard Rock. Stoltzfus by subs plus 1,200. Malik by sub plus 650. I know it sounds crazy at plus 450 for the fight that by sub, but it definitely caught my attention.
What if I told you I have it plus 308? So how crazy is it?
Bro, I think there are a lot of sneaky subs on this card.
Yeah, I specifically.
There could be. Would you take the over 3.5 subs on this card? You got 2 main events with submission opportunities with. Jillian, Islam, and you got all these cards on the prelims and the main card. I think there could be 4 submissions on this card. Up to 4.
I probably would take the under on 3.5, but it's a good line.
You go over on 2.5, right?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It's a good line, but like this is one of those fringe ones where it's like I don't hate it. The most likely outcome I have here is Mansour KO plus 311, but I got to be honest with you, this is the result that I knew was going to make people mad this week. I have Stoltzfus just plus 144 here, and I don't think Mansour has done anything to deserve this number, dude. Stoltzfus has been my guy. I bet him against Soriano. I bet him against Marc-Andre Barrio. I feel like going to the well with Old Reliable one more time this week because I just don't think Stoltzfus is as bad as his record, and I don't think he's as bad as people think he is. And I put out on Twitter, I mused, it's like, okay, Mansour Abdul Malik took a generational beating less than 4 months ago from Belgarawi. He got destroyed. He got dropped twice. It was a long beating as well. And now he's stepping in here against a guy, Stoltzfus, who colded Marc Andre, right? He's not totally down on power. He's a decent grappler. Would Stoltzfus competing in this fight be crazy, especially when Stoltzfus is coming off of going a couple of different decisions like recently? He went all 15 with Ruzaboyev, and he went all 15 with Gastelum, who's a big hitter. So it's like I haven't seen anything from Mansour Abdul Malik to think that he deserves this number against a guy who's won a few times in UFC.
Yep. Fair enough.
Do you agree with that?
I think from a money line perspective, it's insane.
Oh, so like you're really in then on Mansour sub, like more than his money line, or thinking he's like a quick knockout threat or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a strong read really on anything on this fight, but I will say like people are lower on Mansour right now, so maybe he makes it look easy with a knockout.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say, bro, is Belgori is nasty. Like that is not a bad loss for Mansour. He actually hung in there for about 12, 13 minutes in that fight. And I think that guy has like future champ potential. He's that good.
Okay.
Because he's now shown he's got the defensive grappling. He's got some of the best striking in the division. I think that dude is nasty.
Yeah, but Marco Tulio convincingly beat Belgarui less than 2 years ago.
I don't care.
Okay, I'm just saying that like I think giving Mansour too much of a pass for a fight he wasn't even competitive in. I'm a little wary. Yeah.
I think it was a very bad matchup stylistically for him.
Right. This feels like the slimy underdog of the week where I'm like, I think the value's off here, guys, but it's really hard to decipher when Stoltzfus has shown these momentary vulnerabilities in terms of durability. Yeah. And Mansour may get a round one finish here, and everybody laughs at me because they're like, well, it was always a lock. It was always a lock. I'm just saying that go back and watch Stoltzfus' fight against Soriano. Watch him against Barrio. Yeah. And by the way, he was piecing up Bruno Ferreira before he got caught with a spinning back fist in that fight.
Yeah,
I like, and look at his level of competition. He's fought Pfeiffer. He fought Barrio. He fought Ferreira. He fought Abus Magomedov. He fought closer to his prime GM3. Rodolfo Vieira. He was winning until the third round when he got submitted. Like, I think this is a guy that's way higher level than a lot of people are willing to give him credit.
440 Fisherman. Let's see. Let's hear all your picks in the chat, bro. Let's see what you got. We're gonna screenshot it and see how many you get right.
Let's do exact outcomes head to head, him and me this week, and we'll see who ends.
Guys, real quick, I want to shout out the Anik Bros YouTube. If you're not following them right now, go subscribe. John and Jason Anik created a brotherly YouTube channel. Go check that out. Drop them a sub right now while you're on the show, while you're watching the stream.
Me and John Anik have two things in common. We're both long-winded about UFC analysis, and we're both twins, so that's really cool.
You're a twin?
I do. I have a fraternal twin.
I didn't know that, bro.
We don't look certainly don't look as close together as John and Jason. We're a lot that you don't know about me. I keep in private, that way I can watch Dustin Stoltzfus tape in peace. But let's move on here, Matty. I honestly, when the Ochoa fight was canceled this morning, I thought the only logical choice to move on to the main card was this one. Jalen Turner taking on Coway Fernandez, because Turner's a guy that's been in the rankings. We know he's very dangerous. He's had his setbacks, but he's still a guy that is super, super talented, taking on this Coway Fernandez figure that all of a sudden keeps popping up, keeps coming up with these finishes, or he's pulled a couple of upsets. I really think this is an interesting betting line when Turner's almost minus 170, only minus 172 is the big name. What do you think of this matchup stylistically, bro?
I think Fernandez can chew up the legs. I know we were talking about that a little bit over text.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm scared about is like Jalen Turner coming over the top with a big shot when Fernandez is throwing those leg kicks. But Fernandez is pretty, he's pretty good with his leg kicks. He doesn't really leave a lot of openings when he's throwing them, and they're super fast. But this is a great scrap here. Fernandez has also never been knocked out.
Yep.
He's 6-0 to the knockout, and that's a big part of Jalen's win path. Who do you think is the better grappler?
Oh my God. I think that Turner is by a mile the better offensive grappler, but Coway's proven to be pretty good off his back. Like, he's fine.
Yeah, this is probably a three round kickboxing match.
Wow. That'd be something if it lasted 3 rounds.
Well,
with
you know what I
power.
mean. I'm just saying it's a kickboxing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going off 3.
Yeah.
I can see it though. What is that price? This fight through the distance.
Yeah, I've got it plus 169. I don't
think
I don't
if you like Fernandez, you're going 2-3 KO here, like chewing up the legs.
Yeah.
I don't think Jalen Turner's gonna be so easy to get out of there. That wrestling.
I don't know if we got any members of the Discord in chat that want to shout out. They got it earlier today. I
Is this fight on the prelims?
No, this is a main card fight now.
Oh, it's on the prelims.
It may take some time to get shuffled, like on the sports books and stuff.
All right, let's look at the winning methods. Jalen Turner by knockouts plus 210.
Okay.
Fernandez by knockouts plus 275.
Okay.
Both of them on the scorecards is north of 6-1 each. The submissions, Jalen Turner by sub is plus 400. That's actually pretty short in this fight. Fernandez by subs 10-1.
Yeah, I don't like either of those.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's because, dude, those in the Discord.
You don't think this fight could have length?
I do, but I my favorite play here. I played 3.5 units on Calais Fernandez money line earlier today.
Holy shit!
My biggest play since Jack Della, and it's because I think the KO and the decision are both
Jack Della versus Islam
versus Pradas.
Versus who?
You remember I put my money where my mouth was. I had 5 units on Jack.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's because I have Calais minus 152 here, dude, and it backs up anecdotally what I like because Jalen Turner, you watch him fight. He's very heavy on his front leg, and it gets chewed up very often. Dan Hooker landed 23 kicks. Ignacio landed a few before the quick sub. King Green landed a few. It's over and over again. The leg kick is a very, very common thing. And Calais is so fast. He doesn't telegraph his leg kick. And frankly, the way Turner responds to leg kicks, I legitimately think 3 good ones, and he's going to be limping on that thing. I think this fight being on the main card, I've said it all week. I think Joe Rogan might go into heat when he watches Calais Fernandez throw leg kicks in this fight because Calais Fernandez's leg kicks are no joke, and Turner doesn't respond well to them. I don't even know if I want to make it go to 2-3. I just like KO. I've got it plus 195, and I think that it is once again. I know it's cheesy, but I think it's once again that leg kick KO is unavoidable. Otherwise, Jalen is going to fight in a way we haven't seen him fight before, where he's not sort of has that long bladed stance on his front foot. And if then, like, do I question his effectiveness? And it's interesting, when Calais came into UFC, he had all these head kicks regionally, and it makes sense why, right? Because he sets up those head kicks by going low, 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 and then he comes over the top with it. So I think Calais is an incredibly underrated guy. He's definitely the smaller guy here. I don't love if Jalen had his back, I'd be very, very scared, because Turner, I think, is a great offensive jiu-jitsu guy. He's got big power. I bet Jalen Turner in 11 straight fights, and then I just hammered the other guy against him because I know him well, and I think this matchup's a nightmare for him.
Yeah, Jalen Turner does some skinny legs, that's for sure.
That's my fear. And dude, you see him pick up that leg and it hurts. And this is guys like Dan Hooker and King Green. Fernandez throws nasty kicks. What would you think about this fight to end KO in your cycle? Because I've got it basically even money.
What's the number?
It's probably
minus 130. I'm out on minus 130. I could actually see this one hitting the cards.
It's a little rich. Yeah. If this one were to hit the cards, I think a lot of people think Fernandez would win, but I think Turner, if he's able to check some of the kicks early and it's more of like a straight kickboxing match, the kicks don't get going, I definitely think Jalen could win on the cards.
Yeah.
I've got him plus 585, but I would favor Fernandez here beyond what my mom.
Yeah, Jalen has horrible luck on the scorecards. I think he has a couple split losses. At least I know he lost the Dan Hooker on the cards.
Gamrot as well.
And Gamrot. Yeah, what is Fernandez on the cards? Plus 700, bro. Holy shit. I like that Fernandez prop by decision. Plus 700.
Yeah, I got it plus 343.
Yeah.
Again, I'm all out of whack on this prop market because I got Fernandez a favorite, and that's where I knew I was going to play it this week. Jalen's my guy. You ever bet against one of your guys and you're like, man, this hurts my soul, but I just know better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough feeling. But let's move up here. Let's start handing out some belts, shall we? Let's take you and I really haven't talked about this matchup at all. We got Mackenzie Dern and Jillian Robertson keeping Fatima Klein's belt warm. I I shouldn't disrespectfully
Oh my
introduce it
God.
that way. But Mackenzie Dern, I do think this is interesting stylistically because both of these ladies love to operate on the ground, Matty. Dern is minus 245, is one of the most dangerous BJJ players ever in UFC.
Yeah.
Do you think those odds are appropriate? I know we've been on Jillian in some spots. She's cash bets. She's hurt our hearts. All of that in between. What do you think of this matchup for Jillian at +1?
I see a lot of Jillian Robertson love this week. I personally don't see it. I don't know that she's better anywhere, honestly. I think Mackenzie's striking has improved a ton. I actually think Mackenzie's a little bit stronger. I think Jillian's probably more violent. She's like in top position. She's very violent on top. I just think Mackenzie's a good favorite here. I mean, the odds are climbing a little bit, but like I think pure BJJ Mackenzie's better. I think it's not as close as people think, even though Jillian does have good jiu-jitsu. I'll tell you what, though. Bro, how many losses do you think Jillian Robertson has in her career?
8.
8, exactly.
Isn't
that crazy, though? I didn't think it was that many.
Yeah, she had these trials and tribulations early. She was always a little small
She lost to JJ Aldridge and Tabitha Ricci.
Yeah.
I just think if this fight goes the distance, I like Mackenzie a ton.
Yeah.
What's the comparison like in their work rate with significant strikes?
So
just throwing just volume in general.
So Dern is probably at least 2 significant strikes a minute higher in terms of output. I will say that's probably because she has more time at distance than Jillian does, just because level
She's
of
also faced higher competition than
right. Exactly. So she was in a striking battle with Lupi Godinez and Verna Janjihoba and things like that. Whereas when Jillian's on the mat, she's not accumulating significant strikes. Now, what's very interesting, the striking accuracy and defense, Robertson 7 percentage points higher. Defense, she's 5 percentage points higher. And then takedown efficiency is not even close. Jillian's got Mackenzie doubled up. Mackenzie Dern has the worst takedown accuracy, minimum 50 attempts in all of UFC.
That's crazy.
She's just not very good at getting it to the ground on her own terms. And one of the interesting things about this fight is usually Jillian's not opposed to going to the ground. Like her takedown defense isn't very good.
Yeah.
So
Mackenzie by decision is +220. And then the sub is +165.
Oh, that's short.
Yeah, I wanted to get there on the sub, but it's way too short for me against Jillian, who is good jiu-jitsu. Let me ask you a question, though. Mackenzie, coming off a unanimous decision win against Verna, I think it's a step down in competition. I think Verna would outclass Jillian Robertson, bro.
Wow, that's an interesting take. It's really, I think as we saw with Dern Jandihoba, my word of advice would be whoever you're going to bet in this fight, you better be comfortable with them at their number in a sloppy striking match, because I have a feeling this is going to devolve into one.
I mean, 2 grapplers is probably going to play out on the feet. And
do you feel that much better about Mac?
I do. I think Mackenzie Dern is. I think she's. I mean, look. At the end of the day, we're getting the better jiu-jitsu player.
Yeah.
Against a fighter who's 17-8. I just think this is such a step up for Jillian, and I think Mackenzie just fought a dominant grappler in Verna and showed she can beat a dominant grappler on the scorecards. And Verna's like a zombie, bro. I know Jillian kind of is too, but I like Mackenzie probably on the scorecards here. I could see a late sub maybe, but I think the decision at +220 makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I like Jillian, and the model is stupid, and it thinks that Jillian has a chance to submit Mackenzie Dern, which I don't necessarily agree with per se. But I will say Mackenzie, to me, I just have problems laying this chalk with her, even though I think this is a good matchup for her. I feel like she's just super vulnerable. Like less than 3 years ago, she was getting her ass handed to her by Jessica Andrade. And that doesn't really matter in this fight per se.
Yeah.
But Jillian's been training with my guys down at the Goat Shed. It's like, has her boxing made any improvements? Mackenzie often does not defend takedowns well. We saw that against Verna. It was this weird cycle. Do you guys remember this in chat? Where Jandy Hobo would take Mackenzie down, she'd get elbowed in the face a few times, and then she'd let her back up. It was like the weirdest thing, where maybe she didn't like the way that Mackenzie was threatening certain stuff on the ground, but it was not very good in terms. And I think Jandy Hobo is better than Jillian. So It is a tougher sell. Model has Robertson plus 119 just because it values her efficiency at distance. It values her offensive wrestling, but I do think she has to avoid getting caught here, but I do like Jillian. At the number. Like if you made me straight pick for my house, I probably would take Mac.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I fucked up. Thank you for catching that, bro. It's actually the opposite. My bad, boys. So Mackenzie Dern by decision is plus 165, and the submission is plus 220. So thank you for catching that, chat.
Oh, that's interesting.
That makes it a lot different, bro. I still like the decision, though, but fuck, dude, plus 220 was fantastic compared to plus 165.
I apologize in advance when Jillian 345 sub shows up on my card, fellas. If I build this thing, I feel like I have to bet it, even though I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
That would be the craziest outcome ever. Like crazier than Grasso submitting Valentina. Like it would be the craziest.
Jillian 345 sub?
Just any sub at all.
Either way.
Because Mackenzie's never been subbed in UFC, obviously.
Yeah. All right, now I gotta look.
It's 10-1.
I'm trying to find either fighter by sub 345. I don't. Either fighter to win by submission is plus 180.
I'm almost right there. I've got plus.
I would rather play that than Mackenzie sub plus 220 though.
Yeah, it's just a few cents if you're gonna put it in a cycle.
Both girls are good chins too.
Lemos beat Dern. How is that aging? Yeah, I mean Lemos dropped Mackenzie, and that's like it. My concern: if Mackenzie has to face Fatima Kleiner or Alexa Tainara, I would slam Tainara KO in that fight, bro. I think she's knocking her out cold. I really do.
Oh my god. Maybe I can see the Fatima Klein why I can't. I love me some Tainara, but that's crazy, bro.
Mike asks, "Aren't you on Jillian?" Yes, and I just apologize.
Didn't we just see Tainara get tagged by Lemos?
Yeah, Lemos
finished in round 2, bro.
So,
you can't hold that against Mackenzie Dern, dude. Lemos
was hammered.
That was when Lemos was like 38 years old. It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You can't hold any of these girls getting hurt by Amanda Lemos against them, bro. That's just what Amanda Lemos does.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how this fight looks, because if it is a sloppy striking match, who wins? Is Jillian willing to take Mackenzie down? Like from those perspectives, I am most interested to see what happens here.
This is a good comment in the chat, because Mackenzie, you would think Mackenzie has at least some ground and pounds in her career. I don't think she's any. She doesn't have a single knockout in her career, not even a ground and pound.
Obviously, as one
21
of
professional fights, no knockouts. That's crazy.
You talking about Mackenzie? Yeah.
Yeah.
She started to get better with some of the elbows and stuff from on top.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been this long, slow development for Mackenzie, but I still kind of think she's the same girl she was 3 years ago.
Yeah. I just think Jillian's going to get a vet lesson here. But I think Jillian at 33 years old, in a couple of years, will be right there.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm always amazed in this sport how the cream always seems to rise to the top, because Jillian Robertson's been in the record books for years for all the finishes, right? And it's like, yeah, but we never really took her seriously as a title contender because she lost all these fights at flyweight. But since moving down to strawweight, man, other than Tabitha Ricci was a nightmare matchup for her because she couldn't take her down. And Tabitha will throw numbers out there on the feet. And like that's why I don't like Robertson's chances against Klein or Tainara either. But in this fight, where it could be sloppy and she throws hard on the feet and she can get takedowns and might be able to stay safe on top, I think it's worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
This fight will be more fun than the main event. And what a tease that is. Why don't we go to it?
Let's go.
I couldn't sell it. The co-main will be way more fun. What a job selling that by me. But why don't we look at this one? We've got Khabib Conor 2.0, or at least they say so. We got Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Machado, Gary Matty, the world pound for pound number 1. He's back in this mix. He's minus 400 because Islam has really showed so few holes to exploit. But Gary seems to be this guy that he's really hard to blow out. So in theory, we could have a competitive fight here on Saturday. What do you think about this matchup? We have talked to Zippo about this fight, so I'm learning this for the first time.
I mean, look, I'm not playing Islam is down at minus 350 is what I'm seeing right now.
Interesting.
Which I think is a little more in line with where it should be. I think he should probably be a 3-1 favorite. Ian Gary, just everyone hates him. They think he's cringy, but the guy's. I think the best way to describe him is he's just a gamer. He just knows how to win fights. We see it in the MVP fight. We see it in the Carlos Prates fight. Is the best example. I don't think anyone thinks that Gary is this drastically better fighter than Carlos Prates, but he just knows how to win fights. Even Shavkat, he almost slipped that fight, and he got Shavkat's back, which was pretty crazy to see, you know. So I think Ian Gary's the value side as far as money line. I'm definitely not betting on him. That's for sure. Is that sub number right? Plus 4,500.
It is.
Could you imagine?
I've got 41-1 value.
Holy shit, bro. It's kind of crazy when you see that Ian Gary had Shavkat's back. But, I mean, for him to sub Islam would have to be hurt so badly. Oh, I don't know what to do with this fight. It honestly reminds me of the co-main event because I like both favorites, but it's like, do you play the decision or do you play the submission? You know, and they're around the same numbers. You know, you get like plus 140, plus 220. And it's like, which one do you want? You know, if you're looking at a cycle parlay, you just feel like, is it Islam decision or is it Islam submission? I believe, not my last cycle parlay win, which I know the chat is on me. It's been a while. Yes, it has been. Because the last cycle parlay win was Moicano in the main event. The one before that, the 100K win was Islam by decision against Jack Della Maddalena.
It was.
Now we see Islam talking about, hey, he didn't go for the finish in that one. He's going to start trying to get finishes. I just don't know that Islam's going to get it, bro. You know, you look at him at 155. He was round 4 or 5. I think it was round 5 on Poirier. That he got the Darce?
Yes, it was round 5. It was round 5.
Yeah, and like Ian Gary, I think his defensive grappling, I think is very good. And then you also have to take into account how many minutes is he going to be on his bicycle in a 25-minute fight, you know? So it's like, if Islam gets him down early and gets in a dominant position, I could see a sub, but I don't think Islam's going to be able to sub him late the way he did against Dustin Poirier. So I think you're banking on Islam just being way stronger at 170, getting like a double leg entry. I always remember the Moicano takedown, right? Like he got in deep on a double leg and then he pushed Moicano down from his neck.
Yeah.
But can he do that against Ian Gary at 170? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is honestly a pretty competitive striking match at distance. You know, I don't think it's because Ian's much more lower volume, I assume. Is that accurate?
No, I mean his volume is actually a plus for welterweight, almost 5 significant strikes.
But compared to Islam, what's their striking volume?
Oh, I mean Ian more than doubles him up. It's just because Islam spent so much time in the clinch, dude. He's not going to get those significant strikes. Yeah.
All right, I'm way off on that one.
It's really the one flaw that Islam has from a spreadsheet perspective.
Yeah. Both guys are very safe on the feet, you know, so I like length. Gary doesn't really get knockouts unless it's like a head kick against Daniel Rodriguez. Like when Gary hasn't gotten outside of that head kick, it's probably been like 3 or 4 years at least. 3, 4, 5 years since he's had a knockout. I think it was Volkanovski, right? You know,
remember,
so like,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think either guy is gonna drop the other guy with punches. You know, so then it's really kicks. I like distance. I like the fight to go the distance. I think Islam probably edges it out.
Yeah, I think Islam ITD will probably be pretty popular in the prop market because it's going to be plus money.
Islam by finish is plus 155. Islam by decision plus 140. That tells the story right there.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people don't like betting to go to the distance, but like, look, I know I say it's this
miserable, like, bro. You know how many cycles have I won? The last leg's been a decision, and it's like it's still so miserable to sweat 5 rounds for that last leg.
Yeah. This sport is crazy that I'm about to argue that I think you should, against the pound for pound most dominant fighter ever, you should bet a guy who's basically colded by Song Kanen. But I can make my argument. I don't really have a hard argument to make, I think, because what did the two guys who gave Islam tough fights, that being Dustin Poirier and Volkanovski, what did they make him do? They made him work. Jack Della Maddalena didn't really make him work. Moicano had to go in there on 24 hours notice, which was super unfortunate. Didn't really end up having to make him work. You know, Oliveira, in a certain extent, was kind of playing jiu-jitsu off his back. He got dropped to distance. It was a different thing. If Ian Gary can make Makhachev work, kind of like he made Shavkat work, like this fight gets kind of interesting as far as It might be close. It'll happen a lot in the clinch. We've seen Gary really be able to bog down the pace in some of these less pleasing fights to watch. But look, the dude's trying to get his hand raised because if he beats Islam Makhachev, he's a superstar. Like he takes the Sean O'Malley belt for the most popular guy in the UFC right now because he's charismatic. He's got all of this stuff. Now, I guess there are a lot of people that don't like Ian Gary because of some of his personality choices or whatever, but that's neither here nor there for me. I think what makes this interesting is the takedown defense against Bilal Muhammad, the takedown defense against Shavkat Rakhmonov. Does he make him work? Is he able to outpoint him? And like you, I don't think he's finishing Islam. So Ian Gary points, whatever it is, could be a fine way to back him as well. But I do think this fight could be competitive on that surface because Islam is up at 170 now. These are bigger guys. They're harder to take down. He doesn't have the 40-pound weight advantage that he did at lightweight, right? It's like he's a big guy for 170 still. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like the crazy strength advantage he had there. So I think this fight is much more competitive. Now, people were making fun of me in chat. They said I have Kevin Holland minus 180 over Islam, most likely in my model. But I do have Gary a small favorite here. I've got him 50.4%. And that's just my model is broken with the Dagestan guys because it does not value control time. Because in general, for all other fighters, control time is random. It is not scored. And typically people that win on control time tend to regress backwards. Of course, we know Islam and Umar and those guys do not. So rather than adjust my model for everyone else, I kind of leave it broken in this situation. But I do think Gary is still worth a betting look in this. I had a guy tell me, I guess Ian Gary plus 9.5 points here is like, what, minus 110? It's like almost a pick 'em. Yeah. He went round and survives like on volume. Dustin Poirier almost did that if he didn't get submitted in the 5th round, and that was a smaller guy. And I don't think Poirier was in his prime when he fought Islam. Like he's a big underdog going into that fight. So I think it's competitive and I think it's fun. And if you like Islam decision, I won't talk you off of it. But I do think this is going to be a pretty high level MMA fight that goes the distance here.
I'm with you, bro. I don't know if I'll put it in the cycle though.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost feels like I should since I've won a cycle with Islam decision before. So the fight that go the distance is minus 145.
That is what I would put in the cycle.
Yeah, but then I would need some nice plus money on that.
I mean, we got him, bro. You got plus 450 sub in the what fight was it?
I'm definitely doing 2 cycles this week. There's no doubt about it. I need to hit one, bro. I'm so due.
I think you're due as well, and it's a good card for cycles too.
Yeah, fair enough.
I love this angle. By the way, I checked what it is. Gary split is 11-1. I love that because it's probably not a clean decision. Islam's just a tough guy to beat convincingly, so Gary split at 11-1. I think is an angle that'll probably make its way on my card as a little sprinkle too.
Yeah.
Islam smash. Hey, I can't blame you for betting against Islam, man. He's virtually like.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Islam sub and Mackenzie sub are the same exact number, plus 220. If you had to pick one, which one are you going with?
I'll give you a mathematical answer.
Chat, I want to hear from you guys. Islam sub and Mackenzie sub are the same price at plus 220.
I have them virtually identical, but slight edge to Islam sub.
Yeah.
And I'd probably go with it just because I don't think he's going to KO.
Yeah. I mean, Mackenzie is 0 knockouts, though.
I just think her decision is a little bit the decision submission like balance with her. I think leans much more toward decision.
We haven't talked about that, but chat said Islam knockout is 9-1. I mean, that is a great price. I see plus 850.
I did open it saying that. You remember when Song Kanen dropped Ian Gary in the first round? He's like minus 700. You remember that?
And Islam also has some nice ground and pounds. I remember the King Bobby Green fight. There's times where he'll just flatten you out and throw shots to the side of the head.
Yep.
I think that is possible here as well.
Ian has been so good about not avoiding bad positions against guys where that's really difficult to do it, though. The Shavkat fight was so impressive.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get subbed in that fight. I played Shavkat sub.
Someone in the chat said Jane's been subbed way more than Ian. She's only been subbed once. And it was in a grappling match. And I don't see, when has she been subbed in MMA? You know, it's crazy, bro. This is actually
Byra Bueno Silva armbar.
Okay. Bro, this is something that we didn't talk about, but Jillian in pure jiu-jitsu matches has been subbed quite a lot, bro. Knee bar, arm bar, arm bar. What's a Mackenzie arm bar pay, bro? I want to know. It's probably on BetMGM. Mackenzie.
Oh, bro, these were in 2021.
Okay. It's like it was 2015, bro.
That's true.
But she said it herself. She doesn't even train pure jiu-jitsu anymore. Like,
right.
It was only 5 years ago. I'm just saying, Mackenzie is like a pure jiu-jitsu girl in MMA.
Yeah.
And Jillian's been subbed 4 times in grappling matches. That's pretty crazy to look at. I'm looking on BetMGM. I want to see what an armbar pays. I think Mackenzie can get an armbar.
She did get one against Amanda Hebus.
Hold on, I gotta see this, bro.
Not submitting Yan Jianin, but submitting Jillian Robertson hurts my brain. But it is MMA though, as our guy Mac Betts types.
Mackenzie Dern by armbars plus 500.
Oh, so you get a better note. Wow. So
It's
that must be
actually
like
the second. It's the second shortest submission after the rear naked choke.
Dude,
I could totally see a Mackenzie Dern armbar.
I wish they gave you fair prices on those because you'd be surgical with them.
Yeah, there was a day when they did hit fucking Walter Walker heel hook. It all fell through.
Would you hammer Trayshawn Gore Guillotine and Vicente Luque on Darce both?
No, I would not, because then Vicente's gonna get a fucking anaconda.
Right. I guess they're different in those.
I'm looking at Jillian, or not Jillian. I'm looking at Mackenzie's. So yeah, Amanda Hebus in 2025 armbar.
Yep.
Her last submission before that, armbar, knee bar, bro, and knee bar. Jillian's been subbed by a knee bar in grappling. Mackenzie by knee bar is 40-1. I'm texting my guy right now.
While you do that, can I transition to parlays?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maddie's calling the runner, and that means we got to. Hey, I've been there, bro. Let's see. Jillian's getting subbed, bro. Thank you for convincing me. See, this is why we listen, is because we talk.
I'm on Mackenzie's sub. It's official.
Okay.
It's official, bro.
I knew. I actually am amazed how much we agreed tonight, because I know that I had so much underdog exposure that it's like I knew that you weren't going to be all with me, because the way I look at this card is crazy. Like, I don't want to live with all this plus money, but it's just what I think is the right thing to do. But let's look through some of these super chats, bro. You guys have been awesome about pounding these in throughout the show, so we're going to read as many as we can here. Our guy Mike says, it's hard to find a confident decision. Like, I kind of agree with that. There are several subs and plenty of KOs leaning towards caveman decision. I think he's talking about Mcdebek oral buy there, which like we were talking about as well. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate the support. Our guy Boogie Bombs, Gore round 2-3 KO, Rebovic's 2-3 KO, Alvarez round 3 or decision, oral buy round 3 or decision. It's 1,200 to 1.
Wow.
A little crazy from our guy Boogie. He's trying to get the most out of his $50. We'll keep it to the side for now. Hey, good shout out for this, our guy Big Maple Bet. Justice for Escarrega, bro. Last two can't go to. Dude, the robbery on the Contender Series last night was out of control. Did you see the fight?
What's crazy is right when I lost that fight, I literally left the office, and I get into my car and I see Twitter going crazy about the decision. That was an all-time robbery for sure.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
That reminds
robbery.
me of reminds me of the Carlos Leal decision. Who was that against?
Renat Fakhretdinov.
That reminded me. It was that bad, bro.
Yeah, it was really bad, and Dana let him know it. But anyways, parlay is Fernando KO, Gore sub, which we could do fight ends, and then Makanico decision at 61 to 1.
Yeah.
Makanico decision, a very Maple sort of angle there.
Yeah.
I'll keep moving since it didn't sound like you love that one. Dante KO, Joel sub round 1-2, Malik round 1 KO 59 to 1. Okay. Islam decision, Gore KO, Alvarez sub. I think you got the last two backwards, Gavi.
Let me see. No.
What'd you? Yeah. Mackenzie Dern decision, which we know. Yeah, you want me to go? Okay. Gore KO, Islam decision, Alvarez sub, 32-63 altogether. You like Gore sub more than anything.
Yeah.
Our guy Mike again, appreciate the support. I'm playing Gore first round KO at plus 650. That's a unique angle we didn't talk about. J Money 2295, Lucas Fernando KO, Dern sub, Islam decision, 18-1 at Hard Rock. I think you like all those angles, don't you?
Keep that one.
Yeah, that's our king of the totem pole so far. Way to pander. We got Mackenzie Dern sub, Islam decision, Gore KO, 35.
Keep that one too. I might change that third leg to under 2.5.
Oh, okay. That'd still be a long shot there.
No,
Alvarez
man,
decision, Dern decision. Yep. Dern decision, Gore KO, Islam decision. Johnson KO. I think that's probably Dante. Okay.
I'm out on the third leg.
I like that parlay, bro. The cheaty over, but maybe I'll lay it for you, J Money. Dern, Alvarez, Ribovics, all by decision at 60-1. I do love a good decision.
Hold on, go back to that.
Well, you like Mackenzie sub, right?
Yeah. I was going to change the first leg, but no.
Because
I just like that Ribovics decision. But keep
going. Alvarez sub, Dante round 1-2 KO, Ian Gary money line plus 28.
I'd rather lose money than bet on Ian Gary, bro.
Okay, fair enough. Ramiz round 1, Dante round 2, Islam round 3. Intriguing enough. Matty, feel free to change my decision for me. Gore KO, Kawe decision, Mansour sub. Interesting enough. Ramiz sub, Dern decision. Man, you guys love that Mackenzie Dern decision.
I know. I think it's a trap now.
Yeah. I if it goes to the full 25, I kind of like Jillian, to be honest with you. So like the sub would scare me if anything. Yeah. But Dern decision, Lucas Raphael ends KO, oral by sub. We got Ramiz round 1 sub, ends round 2 in the Luque fight, and then Esteban round 3, 145-1. It's diabolical, but it's
keep that one.
It's interesting. Yeah. Creative Islam decision, Dern sub. Turner Kawe ends KO at 13-1. It's a shorter one, but I kind of like
Keep that one too.
Okay. Dern sub round 1-2, Jalen sub round 1-2, 33-1. A little two-legger.
No, I'm out.
Okay. Islam KO, Lucas KO, Alvarez KO at 80-1.
No.
Okay. So the ones that we have top of the King of the Hill here. First, we had my guy J Money, Fernando KO, Dern sub, Islam decision. 18-1 on Hard Rock. That was one of our King of the Hills here. We had another one from our guy P's picks. Oh, it wasn't that one. It was this other one from him. Ramiz round 1 sub. Luque fight ends round 2. Esteban round 3. If you're gonna throw $100 on it, he certainly got his money's worth there.
Yeah. Keep going.
And then what was the other? We just had another one here. This Islam decision, Dern sub, Turner Kawe.
Go to the first one.
Get. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong one. There it is. Fernando KO, Dern sub, Islam decision. It's a cycle.
You like Fernando KO, right?
I do like Fernando KO. It's the other two legs I don't like.
Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, I know you don't. But Fernando KO plus 135. Jeez. Dern sub plus 220. Islam decision plus 140. I see plus 1,700 on Hard Rock. 18-1. Yeah, same thing.
That's what he said.
All right, I'm in.
All right, so I'm glad we had a couple of repeats in there. So J Money 2295, you're in. He's gonna put you. What are you gonna? If he's in for 50, right?
Yeah, I put $100 on it.
Okay, so you're in for 100. That means you'll split it in. What's it pay?
1,800.
Oh, okay, so 900 if you end up winning there.
I put $98 on it because it was the random amount in my account.
Okay. Well, we'll call it $850-ish for J Money 2295 for $5. Not bad return on investment. I actually felt like the safe parlay was kind of diabolically easy, and it kind of scares me a little bit to do it this way, but it's even money, and I kind of just want to wrap it up with my tried and true. We hit again last week, Matty, by the way.
Let's go.
We had what did I have last week in the safe parlay? Easy for me. I'm always moving on to next week, guys. I don't rest on my laurels. But we had Nurgajet to win, and then the Miller Goff fight starts round 2, which barely made it because Ty Miller looked like a superhero there. But I was gonna go. I like Lucas Fernando's number on Hard Rock. It's minus 275 flat. And then if you just play the Luque fight to not go the distance, it's minus 180. You bet those together, it's plus 112 on Hard Rock, which is actually considerably better than I can get elsewhere. I like those two lines in conjunction there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's up to you, bro.
I mean, I have cashed like 11 or 12 of these, and
yeah, you don't need me.
Unlike some other unnamed safe parlays out there, just saying I don't really give you guys a minus 190 or something and tell you to bet it. We always are trying to get a plus sign.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm throwing that out there to whoever it might apply to. But I'm going to go with Fernando money line, and then we're going to go the Luque Gore fight does not go the distance.
What happened to who was it?
You talking about Alvarez?
Yes, I am.
I'm already staked to Alvarez, bro. The
Okay.
if Cheaty wins a split, I'm gonna kill myself. If like I had all that staked and Cheaty grinded out some split in the clinch or something like that. I like Cheaty. I got a lot of respect for him. But someone sent a super chat here just to show me, Austin, what's my cycle? Should I give you guys a sneak preview? I always give this out with my card on Friday. I throw together a model cycle parlay, and I've got so many fights to choose from that I think it'll be no problem this week.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw this together real quick. Does Hard Rock have fight end subs right now?
Yeah. Which fight? Which fight is it?
I was thinking either Gore Luque, or I had Abdul Malik Stoltzfus as well.
Yeah, it's plus 220 and plus 450.
Yeah. I hadn't really looked at my sub legs too carefully. Really, the only one that it really likes is the Gore Luque one, which I like too. It's plus 220, like you said, so that's a good number there. And then it's the KO's got to be Coway. I've got it plus 195. Winning method Coway decision. Coway KO is plus 275 on Hard Rock. And then a decision angle shouldn't be too tricky. I don't love Neil Magny there. No, my model's not an OnlyFans model. A good question. We got another super chat. Lucas KO round 2, Magny decision. Dante. That Magny decision is the best number in here. But I hate it, dude. I'm so scared Ramiz is going to get an early sub there. I hate that. I would probably go Cheaty Alvarez goes the distance as well. You put all three of those together, 35-1. So that's going to be my model cycle parlay when I give it out on Friday. You guys will, if you want to get that officially on the record, you'll have to visit the Home of Fight Discord. How's that for a plug? But Matty, we've done great work. We got a super chat parlay in the barn. We got my safe parlay done. It sounds like it's time for you to head over to Whatnot and break some cards.
Yeah, let me see. Here, let me remove this real quick.
What you got?
Let me see here.
Oh, we got a link in the chat. You want to join Whatnot? Matty's going to be ripping UFC cards. They're the Freedom 250 cards, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. And you share on the screen. Oh, look at those. Ripping on Whatnot.
Oh, you can't see on here? I mean, you can't watch it on the desktop or no? I don't know, but this is it right now, guys. We're already Madison's already breaking right now. Or he's not breaking, he's selling spots. You guys
Gotcha.
want to come over? We're ripping right now. We pulled a Conor McGregor $5,000 card earlier. Hopefully we can stay hot tonight, boys.
Yeah, let's stay hot. Hey, you let me know what treasures you find there. But it really great show. And by the way, keep it tuned. We got a lot of fun stuff going in Home of Fight Discord as well. It's all over our channels for both Dana White's Contender Series, and then next week, we got an off week next week.
Is it really?
Oh no. We got Fluffy and Gregory Rodriguez in
Oh
Sacramento.
man, what a main
US
event that is!
What a main event, dude. Those are two of your dudes, bro. We're
Bro,
gonna have to
I
see
love
what
both
model-
guys so much. I can't help but think that's a tough matchup stylistically for Fluffy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm really can't wait to model that and see what it says, because that's one
Bro,
of
if
those.
RoboCop knocks him out, he's right in the mix.
Yes, and
I would love
RoboCop.
to see that for RoboCop, bro.
RoboCop is so legit. So,
Yeah.
Matty, you enjoy ripping cards this evening. It was another great show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate all the love, the support, the super chats, everything like that. Make sure to like and subscribe to Matty's channel so you don't miss when we go live. Until next week for UFC Sacramento, that is all for us, but we appreciate you guys watching.
All right, boys.